It's Kylie Draws here. Before this video starts, the I Draw Your Character video will be out in the next 2 weeks after this video. I also want to apologize for the extremely long wait for a new video to be put up. I was originally going to post this 2 weeks ago, but I ended up getting really sick and lost my voice, so I couldn't record the voiceover for this video. But now I feel much better, and hence why I can record this voiceover. Thank you for your patience though, I am very sorry that it took such a long time. If you've seen the title of this video, I'll be facing my fears and drawing a background. For a long time, I've never been good with backgrounds and making scenes come to life. I've mentioned it in many of my past videos about how every time I try to draw a background for my characters or do world building, it always ends up in disaster after disaster. I personally feel like it's because I always subconsciously want the backgrounds to be super detailed and really well rendered to fit in with the character that I'm drawing the background for. This leads to being too focused on perfecting every single aspect and then getting unmotivated really easily. Therefore, I give up drawing the background and scrap the idea entirely. The main thing I'm not really good at is drawing mountain ranges and large open plains. I've just never really gotten the texture that I like, and mostly end up with really abstract stuff that doesn't exactly look right. Which is why I'm going to be drawing a mountain range and a large open desert. Why do I subject myself to such suffering? Anyways, I'm hoping on making this a series, since these will be on the shorter side of my videos, because I'll be drawing only one background each video. The reason I draw just one background is because I set a 1 hour time limit to draw the background, so I don't spend hours and hours trying to perfect each and every single detail. For reference, my normal videos, which usually take around 15 to 20 minutes, those drawings take around 2 to 4 hours to make. Also, you'll notice that I'm going to draw a little traveler figure in each background, and each video will show a different part of their journey. Speaking of journeys, if you want to join me on my own art journey, make sure to subscribe and like this video so you won't miss out on future videos and projects. For the mountains, like you saw before, I used a greeny blue color that's more of like a teal. I didn't want to use straight up green because personally, from past experiences of using any sort of green in backgrounds, especially more nature-based ones, green just never mixed well with other colors I wanted to use, and also kind of stood out or felt too bright in the overall canvas. But this doesn't mean that I won't use green. Just that it's not my favorite color to use for general mountain things. I also decided to go for a more bluish green to kind of connect the mountains with the color of the sky a little more. Also, I was thinking of making more rocky type mountains, but they ended up looking fluffy with grass in the end. For the sand, I went for a more brownish hazel color. Obviously not what sand actually looks like, but it was an interpretation of its colors. I wanted to make it look more like a cliff face with dirt in the beginning, but after playing around with it, I just couldn't get the perspective right and changed it into a large open desert instead. Also, as you noticed in the beginning, I went straight to doing the coloring, and I already had drawn in the mountains and basically a lot of the main parts of the drawing. I realized that I didn't record the beginning of the drawing. I thought that I had, but turns out that I didn't actually press record until after I finished doing the footage and stuff. So, not great. I will definitely try and add the sketching process and I guess the painting in the main areas in the later videos if I do actually end up making this a series. Anyways, for the sky, I did a lot of trial and error with what I wanted to show in the little bits of sky that you could see through the mountains. I tried using a cloud brush to stamp in clouds, but they didn't look very nice. I still wanted to have clouds in the drawing though, so I used a brush that had an almost chalky texture to it and added in the clouds by hand, drawing their general shape and direction to also show a little bit of perspective. I did the same thing with a small path I added for the traveler to walk along by tapering off the side of the path that was furthest away from the quote-unquote camera/viewer's perspective, which is to the middle left of the canvas. You will also notice that I add like a million different gradient layers to everything. I just wanted a more dramatic lighting effect to the piece, so I just played around with layer settings until it looked right. Well, there's not much to say for the rest of the drawing, so you can just sit back and relax as the speed draw finishes up. I'll be back at the end to talk about what I think of the finished illustration. Cue the music! And here is the finished illustration. I had lots of fun drawing the background, and I think this video really challenged me and changed how I think of approaching backgrounds in the future. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this, drop a comment down below to let me know if you want this turned into a series. That's all for this week. See you next time. Until then, bye!